everyone, welcome back to my channel So Little Time, and my name is Karen. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my inspiration and sewing plans for the Sew Frugal 22 challenge, and this has been set up by Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl and Sam from Frugalissima. It's in its second year, so last year they set this challenge up for the first time and they sent us all away to try and find a free dress pattern to sew, and it was just such a lovely challenge to be part of last year, especially as a lot of us were sort of in lockdown at the time, so it was just a nice bit of light relief really. So this year they've tweaked it slightly so that you are able to sew up any style of garment that you like, as long as it's for a human, that is. So you can't sew up a pattern for a pet or an accessory or anything like that. It does need to be a garment, but you can sew it for a friend or a family member if you didn't want to sew anything for yourself. So the rules of this challenge are that you need to find a free sewing pattern which is accessible to all, so it doesn't include patterns that have come free with the magazine, and then you need to find a piece of fabric from your stash to use, and then you need to upload a picture on Instagram on the 31st of March of your finished make, and please do ensure that you tag in both Ruan and Sam and use the hashtag SewFrugal22. That way you will be included into the prize draw. Now there are some fantastic sponsors who are sponsoring this challenge and they have generously gifted some lovely prizes, so please do ensure that you get your garment finished if you want to be included in that prize draw. Last year I was actually very fortunate to have won one of the prizes, and I made 2 dresses. So you don't need to just make one garment. If you've got lots of sewing time on your hands and you want to make more than one, you know, if you've got some patterns that you've come across and you really want to make more than one, then yeah, definitely do that. So I was just drawn out of a hat basically, and I won a pattern for one of my dresses. So I will insert a card actually up above of my video that I uploaded last year, which includes the dresses that I made, just in case you wanted to check that out, but I will insert just a couple of photos. So the first one that I made was from the Love Sewing magazine, but it wasn't a pattern that actually came like separate with the magazine, it was included within the magazine itself. So I actually downloaded the pattern from their website and then used the instructions that were part of that magazine, and that was issue 91. So you do need to buy a back copy of that if you wanted to make this dress, but also, you know, you can still download that pattern if you wished off their website. I did change that pattern quite significantly to how it actually looks in the pattern magazine itself, but I just altered it basically to fit my body shape and to how I wanted it to look on me. The second one that I made was the Noor wrap dress, which is available on the fabricstore.com website, and that is still available there as I have checked. Now that website does sort of go into showing patterns that are more fit for using linen, but I actually used a cotton poplin for this dress and it worked absolutely perfectly. I did make a slight change to that dress as well to make it sleeveless, and I absolutely love how that dress has turned out. So if you want more details about those 2 dresses, then please do check out that video. So this year there are 70 vloggers who are kindly uploading videos onto YouTube to share their inspiration and the sewing patterns that they have come across. So please do check out the hashtag SewFrugal22 on YouTube, and you will be able to find all of the videos that have already been uploaded. Now yesterday it was Rachel from Stitched Up and Christine Sews a Lot, so please do check out their videos and I will link them in the description box below for you. And then tomorrow we have Kristen from the Dahlia Society and Katie from Wandering Bobbin, and I will also link their channels for you as well. So for the free patterns that I've come across this year, I have actually been focusing mainly on one website, and that's the Peppermint magazine website, which I'm sure that you'll all be really familiar with. It's a very, very popular website for free sewing patterns, although they do ask if you are able to give a donation just so it enables them to keep on going. But they're a fantastic website where there are lots and lots of patterns available to you in all sorts of different styles, and I do find that their sizing is really very generous as well. So I have used them in the past where I've made one of their wrap tops and I really did like how that turned out. So I've gone back onto their website to see what they've got available, and I really do like their style. So I just think that the reason I've kind of gone down this route in looking at one website is that I just like the style for myself. I also do have one other one that I've got on my list to share with you, which I've come across, and it's not on the Peppermint magazine website, it's somewhere else, so I will share that as well. But on the Peppermint magazine website then, I really do like the look of the Paddington top, which is one of their newer pattern releases. They try to release patterns every 3 months in line with their printed magazine, and they sort of get in collaboration with pattern designers to come up with these patterns. So they all are very different, and the size banding is sort of differs from pattern to pattern as well, so you do need to check out the size banding available for you. So the Paddington top is a very sort of loose fitting style boxy top with some really nice voluminous style sleeves, and I really do like this. Now Michelle from Sewing Bunny has recently done a sew along video for this, and she made hers out of a really lovely drapey fabric, and I'm looking to maybe make this out of a more structured fabric to really show off those poofy sleeves. So the fabric that I picked out from my stash to sew this up with is, I think it's a cotton lawn, and I think I got this from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door quite a while ago now, and I'm pretty sure it was a remnant piece. So I think I've got about 1.5 meters there, so I'm hoping that should be enough maybe to fit that pattern on. But I do really like the colour in this, as you can see. I really do like teal, and it's a lovely floral fabric, and I think the structure of this sort of fabric will hold the shape of the sleeves, but because it's slightly sort of more fluid than a cotton poplin, I think that it will also have quite a nice little bit of drape to it for when I make it, you know, for the body of the pattern itself. So I really do like that style of pattern as well. I do quite like a poofy sleeve. I've made the sagebrush top recently, and I really do like wearing that. So I haven't washed this fabric as yet, so it does feel a little bit more crisper than what it will do once I've washed it, but I think that would be a really nice one for that top. Now the Paddington top actually comes in sizes A to 0, which is a 32-inch bust through to a 57 7/8 of an inch. So it is quite a generous size there, and I think I'll probably end up making the size C, which is a finished measurement of a 40.5-inch bust, and then the hips are 45 5/8 of an inch. So I think that should be about right for me. I think my bust is a 35-inch bust, I'm a 30 waist and about a 42-inch hip, but the top actually comes up a little bit higher than sort of where your largest area of your hip is, so I think that would be fine. So that's the first option. The second one would be the Bardon dress, which is also by Peppermint magazine, and I really like this style of dress. It's a really nice summer dress with nice tiers, and I do have a ready to wear one very similar to that, so I think that would be a nice addition to my wardrobe. Now I've picked out some fabric which I've had for quite a while, which I originally got from Felicity Fabrics. It's a cotton fabric in this lovely red gingham check. Now I haven't washed this, but this does feel really, really soft already, so I think that would be absolutely perfect for that style of dress. So that's that option. The Bardon dress comes in sizes A to L, which is a 31-inch to 53-inch bust, and I'm again thinking of maybe sizing down and making the size B or the size C, and that size B is a 37-inch finished bust measurement, and the size C is a 39-inch finished bust measurement. So that gives enough ease, I think, for me, especially as I'm not worried about the waist and the hips, because it, you know, it's a tiered sundress essentially, so it's going to be quite free flowing. The next one that I found on their website that I liked was the wide strap maxi dress, and again I think for that one I probably would use this fabric. I don't really have anything else in my stash that would be suitable, although I'm not really sure if this would be maybe floaty enough for it, but I wouldn't make it full length because I don't think I've got enough fabric, and I think I prefer a shorter length on me. And it's got a really nice elasticated back, which I really, really like, and it just kind of fits really nicely as a band across the top here, and then just sort of A-lines down, which is perfect for my shape. The next one is the Peplum top. Now I found this fabric in my stash that I've had for ages, and I think it is a cotton poplin. So it's in this lovely floral fabric here, and I think I perhaps would have about, I think I've got about a metre here, maybe a metre and a half or a metre and a quarter. You know, I'm not really sure, but as this is a cotton poplin, it is quite narrow. So you do have to be careful with cotton poplins when they are narrow, that you can't fit as many pattern pieces on as you first think. I think this fabric would be suitable for the peplum top because it doesn't use that much fabric. So it's a strapless top which has got a frill detail around the bottom, which I think it comes to sort of high hip area. And the sizing for this one comes in 8K, and that's a 30-inch to 51.5-inch bust. So again, with that one, I'll probably go with a size C for that, because I think the finished garment measurements would be suitable for me, and I'm just going off the bust measurement for that because it is sort of quite A-line, and because it's got that frill detail, it's not going to, you know, be too tight around the hip area. And I think I've just perhaps would have enough fabric for that, so that's one option as well. I did look at the Playsuit pattern on there. I really do like that pattern and I would like to make it, but I think I would lengthen the legs slightly, whether it be full length or not, I'm not sure. I would perhaps do them 3/4 length rather than have them at knee length, but unfortunately I don't have any fabric suitable for that in my stash, so I'm not going to do that one, but that is perhaps a pattern that I would like to do in the future. Those are the patterns that I came across on the Peppermint magazine website that I really took a fancy to, and sort of I have got the fabrics available for that. Now, another pattern that I came across was actually on the veravenus.com website. So I've not heard of them before, and I actually was Googling free sewing patterns to sew up with Scuba fabric, because I've got 2 pieces of Scuba fabric in my stash that I have had sat there for a little while and I haven't used it yet, and I don't have any patterns lined up to sew with those. A lot of the fabrics that I keep in my stash, I always tend to have patterns lined up for them. So I haven't touched any of the other fabrics that I've got there because I am still going to be sewing up the patterns that I want to for them. So I've brought out these 2 Scuba fabrics, and when I was Googling it on online to find a pattern, I came across a 50s style dress on the veravenus.com website. So you basically just download the pattern from there, and I think the instructions are included on the website, if I recall, or maybe that you even print those off, I can't remember now. But this dress pattern unfortunately only comes in a size 10. I don't know why it only has one size, but some of the other patterns that are available on their website, they do come in different sizes, and some are just one size, so I don't really know the reasoning behind that. However, I did come across that the lady who runs Sew Different Patterns, she had made a version of this, and she actually just added 1/2 inch to the width of each of the bodice pattern pieces to increase the size a little bit to a size 12. And on her website, on that particular blog post, she does have a link on how to sort of grade patterns up if you're just using one pattern size. So I will include that in the description box below for you, but for this particular garment it is just a size 10. I think I might be able to get away with a size 10, or I might just do what as she's done, added the 1/2 inch on each of the bodice panels to enlarge it slightly. Now it says the size 10 is to fit a 34 bust and a 27-inch waist. Well, I'm a 35-inch bust and a 30 waist, but because it's Scuba, obviously it would stretch. But I think perhaps adding that 1/2 inch might just give me a little bit more comfort in that. So that is something I'm considering. If you do like this sort of style of dress, or you've got some Scuba in your stash that you don't know what to do with, I did come across a sewing tutorial on how to make a dress made out of Scuba, and there is a YouTube tutorial all about it, and that is from the Sewing Bee website, I think it is. Let's see, I wrote it down here. It's Sewing Bee Fabrics website, and basically you make a free Scuba dress out of 4 measurements, and you use your over bust, which is where you want the top of the dress to sit basically. You use your waist measurement, and then you have another 2 measurements, which is the distance between your over bust and waist, and then the distance between your waist and the desired skirt length. And then basically they tell you how to cut out these pattern pieces to make the dress up. So I did have a look at that, but I do prefer to work straight from a pattern, so I think I would use that pattern that is available to me in the size 10. Now the fabrics I've got I think about 4 yards of this one. This was gifted to me by a friend, and it's in this gorgeous purple background with these florals on and lovely pinks and greens on there. So I've got more than enough to make that style of dress. The 50s style dress has got like a pleated style skirt, and with the Scuba I think that would hold the pleats really nicely. So that's a contender for sure. And then the other fabric I've got, which was also gifted to me by the same friend, is in this chaffinch bow scuba, which I think is a Lady McElroy fabric. I absolutely love this colourway. As you can see, teals and mustards I really do like. I think I should have enough fabric for that as well. So as you can see, you know, it has a generous amount of stretch in scuba, and the good thing about scuba compared to like Pontoroma is that it doesn't bobble, so you get a lot more wear out of scuba garments, I find, because I do find that Pontoroma does tend to bobble and look shabby after a little while. So those are my sort of inspiration or garments for you, and those are the fabrics that I've sought out of my stash. So I'm hoping maybe I can sew maybe 1 or 2 up, but I don't think I'll get a chance to sew any more than that. I think maybe a dress and a top would be more than enough for me to get on with during the month of March. So I hope you like my fabric choices and the options that I came up for you. But I mean, you probably would have come across these patterns already quite a lot. A lot of the other sewing vloggers would have included them, and also some of them have been around for a little while, and the Peppermint magazine is obviously a very popular website for free patterns. So I think that's everything that I need to talk to you about today. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my video. I do feel a little bit out of sorts today. I can't get my words out properly. So thank you for sticking with me. Please do give this video a like. And if you've not subscribed already, please do so. That would be amazing. And I shall see you again very soon. And please do remember to include your hashtag SewFrugal22 onto your finished garment on the 31st of March, and I'll look forward to seeing what everybody has been making. Thanks a lot then, take care, bye!